I told him I was real. He didn't like what he saw. You know how some people say, be yourself, and the right one will love you? Yeah, well, I was myself. And he didn't love it. When I met Alex, he thought I was real. He used that word like it was sacred. I'm tired of fakes, he told me on our second date, sipping black coffee like he was a tortured artist. I want someone who doesn't pretend to be perfect. Perfect. That was the joke, wasn't it? Because for the first few months, I was perfect. I mirrored him. I liked the same music. I adopted his routines. I stopped wearing makeup because he said he liked natural girls. I started journaling because he thought emotional awareness was sexy. I even quit my side modeling gigs because he called them vain distractions. He loved me then. Worshipped me, really. Until he saw who I really was. It started small. I asked to go out with my girlfriends again. He frowned but smiled through it. Then, I bought a new dress. Tight black, with a slit that didn't care what his mother thought. I wore heels again. I started charging my old clients double. I was good and I knew it. He started pulling away like I was a stranger. You've changed, he said. No, I told him. I stopped playing the version of me you wanted. He hated that. The final crack came when he found my messages with Jordan, an old client, maybe more at one point, but not anymore. He called it emotional cheating. I called it remembering who I was. We fought. Viciously. He said things he couldn't take back. I screamed louder. He told me I was just another Instagram girl pretending to be deep. I told him he was a failed writer pretending to be a man. The next morning, I was gone. I left a note that said, "You wanted real. You got her." I thought that was the end. But I should have remembered. Alex was a writer. And writers don't just move on. I started getting weird texts from unknown numbers, quotes from poems I had written in my old journals. Lyrics I told only him meant something to me. My modeling portfolio was suddenly deleted from every online platform. My old clients stopped replying. Some blocked me. Then I saw it, an anonymous Medium article going viral. The face behind the filter, a cautionary tale of modern narcissism. It was about me. Not by name, but every detail screamed my life. He made me sound like a manipulative, attention-hungry, soulless muse who used men and discarded them. He painted himself as the hero who tried to love the monster until the monster bit back. And people ate it up. They always do. Suddenly, I wasn't being asked to model anymore. I lost 2 sponsorship deals. My reputation online burned. That's when I knew Alex hadn't taken the breakup quietly. He turned his heartbreak into content. And he was winning. But here's the thing about villains. We don't disappear. We plot. We learn. He thought that article was his revenge. But he doesn't know what I found inside his deleted drafts folder. He doesn't know who I've been talking to in his writers group. He doesn't know what I'm about to release. They say revenge is best served cold. I serve mine in print. While Alex was busy bathing in praise from his little cult of heartbroken readers, I got busy doing something else, listening, watching, learning. You see, I still had access to the old shared Google Drive we used for our joint writing projects. He forgot to change the permissions. Classic oversight from a man too in love with his own voice. Buried deep in one of his folders was a novel draft, 42,000 words. Unpublished, of course, but I read every line, and I found something golden. He didn't just write stories. He confessed in them. There were passages, actual passages, where a character suspiciously like him describes manipulating social media narratives for clout, emotionally controlling his partner under the guise of authenticity, and even stalking. One scene described a man hacking into his ex's private emails, the same week my modeling contracts vanished. Coincidence? Not to me. I printed it all. Compiled it. Annotated it. Then I emailed excerpts, anonymous, of course, to the admin of Writers United, his pretentious online writers group, where he hosted weekly live streams about ethical storytelling. He was suspended from the group 2 days later for violating community principles. He tried to play innocent, claimed it was fiction, but the timing was too perfect. The whispers started. The questions spread. Then I went bigger. I wrote an article of my own on a burner Medium account. Not a response. Not a rebuttal. A narrative. Titled, "When Truth Becomes a Weapon, The Dark Side of Vulnerability Culture." It didn't mention Alex by name. It didn't have to. I wove a story of a man who weaponized empathy to destroy women who no longer served his fantasy. I included screenshots of texts. Yes, I kept them. Blurred but real enough. Quotes from the novel draft. Patterns. Timelines. It hit a nerve. One of his exes, a photographer from Chicago, DM'd the article account. "I thought I was the only one," she said. "We talked. Compared notes. Turns out his real act was just that, an act, performed again and again until it ran dry, and then recycled with the next muse. I wasn't unique. I was just next. So I reached out to others. Quietly, carefully. Women from old tagged photos, from university open mic events, even one who used to edit his stories. We built a private thread, sharing dates, texts, subtle patterns. One woman said he tried to get her fired after she blocked him. Another said he released her nudes in a fake art project on Tumblr back in 2017. Together, we had something terrifying, a mosaic of his manipulation. Not illegal, not scandalous enough for police, but enough to kill a brand. I leaked everything, slowly, on a curated TikTok account that posed as a literary gossip page. Snippets of stories, blurred texts, stitched videos of his live streams contrasted with real messages. We never said his name, but his fans connected the dots. Alex went dark. The blog post stopped. His Twitter vanished. He posted a desperate YouTube video claiming he was being harassed by a collective of bitter exes. The comments turned. Some defended him. Most didn't. You could almost hear the sound of his carefully built pedestal cracking. But I wasn't finished. Because there was one person left who hadn't heard the truth yet. His current girlfriend, the one who messaged me when we broke up, thanking me for freeing him. I had a story to tell her, too. Her name was Lacey, 26, graphic designer, the kind he liked. I could tell from her Instagram that she had no idea who she was dating. A dozen photos, sunlight, poetry books, oat milk lattes. And Alex, arms around her like she was his first sunrise after the storm. I debated reaching out. For weeks. Part of me said, let her find out like I did. But the part of me that had clawed out of his quiet emotional warfare. She wanted closure. I messaged Lacey from my main account. No theatrics. Just, hey, I dated Alex before you. I know how this might sound, but I have some things you probably deserve to know. If you don't want to hear it, I'll respect that. But I'm not coming from hate. Just truth. She didn't respond right away. 3 days later, she replied, talk. So I did. I sent her the screenshots. Not just from me, from the other women too. I sent her a voice note from one ex, describing how he convinced her to stop taking her antidepressants because they dulled her writing. I sent her the passage from his novel, draft about manipulating his girlfriend's self-worth until she felt grateful to be loved. She went silent. A day later, all her photos with him were gone. Then she unfollowed him. Then she blocked him. A week after that, I got a DM from one of Alex's old guy friends. Just a single sentence. What did you do to him? The truth. I showed everyone who he really was. And unlike him, I didn't need to exaggerate a single word. It's been 4 months now. Alex is still online in fragments. He posts under a new pen name, trying to build an audience from scratch. But the whispers follow him. He's that guy, now. The one from the TikToks, the screenshots, the real story behind the facade. And me. I got my clients back. Even landed a new sponsorship with a brand that loved my bold, unfiltered persona. Funny how the same traits he tried to silence ended up being the ones that elevated me. I even published my own piece, a memoir-style essay titled, Real Women Don't Need to Be Palatable. It got featured in the Atlantic's online column for emerging feminist voices. I didn't name him. He didn't deserve that much legacy. Sometimes people ask me if I regret it, the games, the takedown, the public pettiness. But this wasn't revenge. Not really. This was clarity. This was making sure the next woman didn't fall for the same script. He said he wanted someone real. Turns out real isn't soft. Real isn't sweet. Real isn't quiet. Real burns. Real exposes. Real writes back. And when the curtain falls, real always survives the story. I appreciate you watching till the end. Hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more content.